What was old is new again, so don't be surprised at what's underneath these gorgeous rides. Then we take what's not so old and make it better, to the point where there are dibs on who gets to drive.
All right.
Up next on Motorhead Garage.
Welcome to Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat. Well, you know it's going to be a great day here in the shop when you got two classic vehicles, a Corvette and a pickup truck. But Dave, I think mine's a little better, man. I'm going to win this bet.
No, you think so? I've got my money on a 65 Corvette Fuelie any old day, but I have a little secret. This isn't a 65. This is actually brand new.
Well, I got a couple of tricks up my sleeve as well. This 67 pickup truck, what if I told you it was a 2016 Silverado, or is it? I bet I'm going to win.
All right, John, we shall see. We're going to get a closer look at both of them coming up. Well, I said this car from Flat Out Autos was brand new, which is true underneath, but it's actually a resto mod. Rob, what'd you start with?
It's an original 65 Corvette. We did a full frame-off restoration, but we upgraded the suspension, brakes, wheels, tires, and the drivetrain.
Well, let's talk about the drivetrain. Take a look what's under the hood here. Tell me what you got.
This is an LS3 with a 6L80 automatic, but looks a little different. We've got a Fuelie set up in it. And the Fuelie was offered in 1965, but LS Classic started offering these for new LS3s and the LS series.
Well, it's gorgeous and very true to the original. Everything on the car, in fact, smacks of the original. How important is it for you guys at Flat Out Autos to stay true to the original style of the old cars?
It's imperative. We feel like that is our focus on these cars, is to make sure that we stick with the original styling, because in 10 years it's still going to be beautiful just like it is now.
Well, you guys have brought some beautiful examples of vehicles here. What are some other things that you guys have worked on?
A few Corvette resto mods. We built a 63 split window with a twin turbo Gen 5 LT1 with functional vents and intercoolers in the hood. 57 Corvette resto mod and a 58, and a few others.
Now, we've given these cars the white glove treatment and they look amazing inside and out. If I'm a customer, what do I need to do to get one of these from Flat Out Autos?
If you have your own Corvette, we can start with that. If not, we have access to project cars that we can start with from any level of build.
Well, I've got a check. I'm going to write it out to you right now. John, what do you think about that truck?
Now, the Fuelie Corvette, it is incredible, but I think I got the edge here. Now, I've been at Motorhead Garage for years, and we get a lot of cool vehicles coming through here, and this one tops the list. I'm here with Jamie from Flat Out Autos. Jamie, tell me about this pickup truck, and tell me who built it.
This truck is actually a 2016 Silverado built by Ronnie Blaine, who's a very talented guy. Flat Out Auto had some involvement in the early design and development of it, but Ronnie took that and ran with it and built an incredible truck.
Now, what do we have here? We got a classic pickup or a brand new one?
We have a brand new vehicle that captures all the styling of a 67 C10.
So tell me about the body panels a little bit.
The truck started out life as a 2016 Silverado. All of the exterior body panels are highly modified 67 C10 Chevrolet panels that were merged seamlessly into the structure of the 16 Silverado.
So a 16 Silverado, what about the technology in this truck?
16 Silverado.
So I'm driving with all the modern amenities. We're talking about traction control,
Absolutely.
ABS, safety enhancements, all the different supplemental airbags, and everything's intact. I mean, this is a truck I want to drive daily.
It is a truck that you not only could drive daily, it could be your only vehicle because it drives, functions exactly like a 2016 Silverado.
Now, there's a lot of mods out there. You can drive them and they drive great. I mean, they handle great, but you still, at higher speeds, you're getting that wind noise and stuff. I mean, not the case here.
Right. Everything can be modified, but the laws of aerodynamics cannot. And the older styling of the cab and windshield structure are going to create turbulence that you will hear inside of an older vehicle.
Okay.
This one, you do not.
Now, can I buy this truck or is it a one-off?
No, absolutely. You could buy it at Flat Out. We're offering this as a conversion on your truck, or we could do a turnkey on a new vehicle.
Well, Dave said he was going to pull out his checkbook, so I'm going to have him write a check for this one as well for me.
Well, John, we've assessed the competition, and I would say we have ourselves a photo finish here.
Yeah, well, things are about to get a little tougher because the buzz around SEMA is going to be about Flat Out Autos. They're unveiling their brand new Tahoe, which is actually a cousin here to the Silverado. It's going to be a tough choice.
I've seen the renderings of that, and it looks amazing. And if you want to find out more about that Tahoe or any other resto mod, check them out at flatout.autos.com.
Well, there's plenty more Motorhead Garage right after this break, so stick around.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat, is brought to you by Magic Creeper, the most versatile creeper ever. Borla, the world's most winning exhaust. Custom Auto Sound, the originator of classic car OEM fit radio since 1977. Silver Sport Transmission, overdrive transmission kits everyone loves, delivered with pride. And by Top Coat, advanced coating solutions through innovation and technology. Time now for Top Coat's tips and techniques.
Look at this beautiful Ford F-100 and that gorgeous red. You know, this truck is some 60 years old, and it's amazing the condition that it's in, but there's a reason why it looks that good. So as an example over here, we have a beautiful modern F-150. Now this truck's been coated several times with F11, and as you can see, it gets used. I mean, we're up here in Tennessee, from the winter to you name it, all the environmental fallout, bird droppings, everything, bugs is all over this. But again, it's been F11. So if you want this truck looking like that some 60 years later, that's where F11 really shines. And watch this, you'll just be totally amazed by this. So all I'm gonna do, like as usual, I mean, because it's so simple, right? I'm gonna spray it down, I'm gonna take my microfiber towel, and I'm just gonna start buffing this paint. Now again, there's some tenacious marks on here from the bird droppings and so forth that are gonna basically stick a little more. But at the end of the day, watch how all of this just starts wiping right off. It's absolutely amazing. And again, this is a work truck, guys. This isn't a collectible yet. But the goal is, if you want it to look like that, use F11 and consistently use it, and the results are just astonishing. If you want to make your vehicles collectibles, look like a collectible some 60 years later, visit us at topcoat.tv and learn more.
Well, sometimes some of the simplest ideas turn out to be the best, and case in point, check out hosies. Now, John, this comes from the I wish I would have thought of that department.
Yeah, me too. The hosies, it's actually a little device here that you're going to put under the tire, and when you put it under the tire, it's going to stop the hose from hanging up. You know when you pull your hose and it gets stuck on that tire? Man, this one has a little radius edge right here. It allows the hose to come around, whether you're washing your car, watering your grass, or whatever you're doing. Actually, I can demo for you. You got an actual hose here. It's an air hose. If I took that air hose right now, I put it on this tire and I start pulling it, that's it gets stuck. So what I can do is take the hosies, simply just kick it under there, it gets wedged. Watch this, Dave. Same angle, same thing, zoop, right around it goes. I mean, it's not gonna get stuck on that rubber component down there, no problem whatsoever.
Which happens every single time you wash your car.
No doubt about it. Whether you're watering your grass, you know, there's no weight limit to it. You can run it over. It's pretty sturdy, not a problem. Stops the frustration. That's really nice about it. You know, when you're watering time's money or washing a car, think about it. Detail shops. Man, kick 4 of these under the wheels. Zoom, zoom, zoom. I'm washing the car. I'm not walking back, unhooking the hose. Also kinks, shoot, right around that curve. No problem.
This thing was designed by an MIT engineer, a guy who's also a car guy. So he's gone through the same hassle and came up with this simple idea. Made in the USA, he says it'll always be made in the USA, which I love.
Absolutely, you know, it works. That's the bottom line. It simply works.
Be sure to check them out at hosies.com. You're going to love it.
I want to give you a tip that's usually overlooked when doing a brake job. It's called lubing the caliper slides. And first we have to understand how it works and why do we want to lube them. Well, when you apply the brakes on a moving caliper, the inboard pad contacts the rotor, then the whole caliper kind of shifts over. It has to move over for the outboard pad to make a good coefficient of friction against this rotor to stop your car. Well, you want to lube the slides. Well, what does that mean? Well, you go get you some brake or ceramic lube right here, and you want to put it where the caliper moves. Well, I said there's 2 types of moving calipers. calipers. If you take a look at this graphic right here, you can actually see there's a sliding caliper and a floating caliper. Now this is important because if you have a sliding caliper, you want to go ahead and clean the surfaces up there by the support key, the spring, and the ways up there. That's where the caliper moves back and forth when the driver applies the brakes. Now on the other side, the floating caliper, it's actually floating on those guide pins. So you want to pull them out, put them on a wire wheel, clean them really, really well. Now on our Ferrari here, we actually have a sliding caliper here. So you would just take a wire brush, go and clean it, make sure you do it. Brake jobs are common, but lubing the caliper slides is often forgotten. So make sure you do it on every brake job. You got about a 2-minute break, but don't go far because there's plenty more. Motorhead Garage presented by Top Coat when we return.
Motorhead Garage presented by Top Coat, coming to you from Borla Commerce Park.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage presented by Top Coat. Now cars today, they're a work of art, and your dash cover should be as well. That's why I'm here with Andy from Mad Dash Designs. Now Andy, this is a beautiful Infiniti. It looks great, but the dash, not so much, man. I don't want to throw a carpet mat up there because it just doesn't look good and it's not going to do the job. You got the solution.
Yes, sir, I do. I bought this car in February of 2017, and it looked like it had been totally manicured, totally detailed. And so when I got it home, I saw the dash, and the dash looked horrible. It's got what's called sticky dash issue, which means in the southern states where it gets really warm and hot, the glue rises to the surface. And once the glue's to the surface, anything that blows in the window, if you have the windows down, sticks right to it. So I bought this beautiful car, and I was looking over this horrible looking dash. So I got my thinking cap on, and I got some wax paper that wouldn't stick, and I made a template of the dash, the top of the dash, and I went to my local leather guy in Jacksonville, Florida, and bought a half hide of leather and made my own dash cover. So once it was done, I posted it to a few Facebook groups, just wanted to show off my thing. You know, had no idea that anything would come of it, but the overwhelming response of, hey, where'd you get that? I want one of those. How much do they cost? All that started coming at me, and the bell went off in my head, and here I sit.
And you can see it's nasty. You got one right here. You want to go ahead and throw it on? It's super easy. And tell me a little bit about the product as we do it.
Well, it's made out of a top grain leather, genuine leather, and I have designed them to where they just slide right into place.
Yeah, they do. There you go.
About a 15-second install.
Look at that.
And you got your side all nice and tight.
Yep.
And so there it is.
Well, Andy, I have to tell you, that actually looks better than the factory dash. But what about the part over the instrument cluster there?
Well, we've got that covered too. So we have a piece here that sits in just like this, no adhesives required. And you just lay it up there, position it, fire your car up, and go where you need to go.
Man, that looks excellent. You know, there's a bunch of other designs. Dave's over at the table. Let's join him.
Well, we all know necessity is the mother of invention. Of course, Andy lives in Florida, so that's why he came up with this design to protect from the sun and also to cover some of the damage the sun does. But he's also a visual artist, and that's why these things look so great. Mad Dash designs are made from top grain leather, so this is a higher grade leather than you'd see for other applications like this, and it's something you'd see in automotive upholstery. And take a look at the stitching. These three-piece designs are stitched together with these tight black stitches, and then the perimeter stitching, well, you have your choice of 16 different colors you can use to contrast or match your vehicle however you'd like. Right now, Mad Dash Designs is focusing on the tuner market and also on muscle cars. So take a look at their website and see if your car is on there. If it's not there, well, just be patient because it's coming. Also, trucks are coming down the line, so be sure to stay tuned to their website. John is over in our Camaro, and he's got a solution to an interesting problem.
Well, cars are riddled with technology, and this Camaro is no exception. Things like a sun load sensor, a heads-up display, that's not a problem. The problem is when you put a dash mat and you cover that stuff. It may not work, or it may even cause a trouble code. You guys got a solution for that as well?
We actually do, John, and here, if you'll stick this up there, I'll show you what we've got. We have got a dash pad that will work with your HUD, your heads-up display. If you don't have a heads-up display, we also have the option not to choose that in your order form. So we try to make sure that whatever options your car comes with, that our dash pads take that into consideration.
Now, once again, no glue, no insulation. Went up there in seconds. It looks really good. Dashes can be expensive, man. You don't just take this top portion off anymore. You have to replace the whole thing.
That's absolutely right. Like for my own car, my G37, it's $3,500 to replace a dash or more. So it's not cheap.
Yeah, and you don't want them taking it out either. You're gonna have all kinds of rattles and noise.
Yeah, it'll never go back in the same way.
Not a good idea. Well, Andy, once again, this looks better than factory, but let's put your money where your mouth is, man. Crank it up. Let's see if the heads-up display is gonna work.
Let's do it.
Bam.
Yep.
Awesome. Cut it off. It looks good. What's your website? Where can they find it?
mad-designs.net.
Well, go check them out on the web. Get one for yourself. This one looks great, but stick around. We'll be back with more Motorhead Garage right after this break.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat, is brought to you by Stage 8 Fasteners, home of the world's best locking header bolt. Locking kits now available for all turbo applications. Go to stage8.com. Exalta Coating Systems, we paint winners. Magic Creeper, the most versatile creeper ever. Mobile Environmental Solutions, the leading portable mobile paint booth. And by Dannmar Equipment. Now you see it, now you don't.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat. Well, there's nothing more fun than riding around in one of these side-by-sides, hitting the trails, the jumps, all the bumps, until the next day. You wake up and you feel like you've been beat to death. Well, that's not the case anymore, my friends, thanks to XXX seats, man. You see the stock seat here, and this is their suspension seat. Now, those guys are all about safety, comfort, and style. Think about it for a minute. Look at the difference. I mean, you're strapped in this one, you're gonna stay put, you're gonna be safe. Comfortable? Yeah, lumbar supports, everything. Style? It's just a good looking seat, man, and it's super easy to install. I'm going to do it right here on the passenger side, give you a quick look at it. First thing I need to do is take the seat belt out. There's a little bolt down there. I already got it loose. I'll pull it out so we can take it out of the seat. Then I have a little nubber here on the front, and then I'm going to actually take the seat out. It's bolted because they put the frame all built into their seat, which is nice. They go from the ground up. It's made in the USA. Everything's all right there where you need it. So I got a little bolt here from the seat belt. I'll pull it out and just set it aside. And then what I can do is slide the little number off in the front. Eventually I'm going to pull that off. And then if you just flip up the seat, they pull up really, really easy. I'm going to tuck it down here out of the way. All right, and I got an impact. There's 4 bolts right here holding the seat in, which is nice because that's all you need to get to on the front. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull these out one at a time. And once I get these out, now, actually, that easy. These factory brackets, they hold the seat in. The actual bracketry that moves the seats underneath. So now all I have to do really is just lift it up. It's free. Tuck it back in. I'll pull this one out, but there's so much to that safety, comfort, and style. Dave's checking it out.
Well, they're called XXX seats, and let me tell you what that stands for. Extreme safety, extreme comfort, and extreme style. You notice safety is at the top of the list, and that's because it's the most important thing. First thing you'll notice are these bolsters on the side, and these are really meant to keep you in place as you're bouncing down the trail. It'll help you stay in the center of the seat, keep your hands on the wheel, keep your feet on the pedals, keep everything headed in the right direction. Also, the seating position in these seats is a little more upright than the factory seats, and this will keep you in the proper position to handle all the impacts and the bumps as you go down the trail. Second extreme is comfort. Take a look at the seat to begin with. Underneath here we have a high density foam that'll give you support at the bottom, and on top of that we have a gel foam, and you're going to be really thankful for that as you're heading down the trail all day long. Also a lumbar support here. You don't get that with the factory seats, and this will actually support you in the proper position. It'll cut down on fatigue and let you ride for a longer day out on the trail. Got some pockets here for your gear. You don't have to put anything in your pockets, which is a big plus, and that'll keep you more comfortable. When it comes to style, a XXX seat is hard to beat. I mean, just look at the stitching on this thing. There are 7 different stitching choices, and here in this marine grade vinyl, you can get 30 different colors, whatever suits your style and whatever suits your vehicle. Now, we're installing the front seats, but there's also an optional bench for the front and for the back, and you can see the back one 3 seats across, so you can bring the kids or your third wheel with you. Speaking of third wheels, here's John.
Third wheel, Dave, really? No, I'm the main man when it comes to seat installation. As a matter of fact, you don't even have to be the main man. It's that easy. Take a look. The brackets are right down here. These are the factory brackets. That's the beauty about XXX seats, is they manufacture the brackets of the seats. They're not universal fit, man. Once you do that, you're sacrificing all the safety, comfort, and style. They got it actually where it bolts right up to these brackets. Couple of tips. I moved the seat belt back, and I went ahead and bolted the seat belt on this side here, so it's a lot easier. Now, the beautiful part, it's a matter of just put in and bolt back up. So I'm going to slide it in there. Real nice fit. Get it on the bracket. Now, just like the factory seats, actually lifts up right here. so we can access the panels to go ahead and start the bolts. Now they gave you the plate right here and the bolts to go in the side, which is super nice. I like to hand start the bolts. I don't want to start anything with the air ratchet. You don't want to cross thread it, although they perfectly line up because of the construction. Everything's built in-house. Everything's quality controlled and checked there. Everything's made in the USA, which makes it really nice. And then I can go ahead and hit them with the impact. What do you think, Dave?
Oh, these look pretty good. These are great.
Yeah, they're phenomenal. I mean, only thing they're lacking is a test drive.
Well, I think we should do that as the professionals that we are. We owe it to the people.
You know what? Check this out first. I'm driving. When you're off-roading, one of the most important factors to consider is safety, and with that comes visibility. Dave, you want good lights, and Rhino Lights has us covered.
Oh, absolutely. Not only are they durable, but there's lots of variety. You can put them on your UTV. You can go from the 20-inch, 30, 40, and 50 inches, any size you want for any off-road vehicle.
Yeah, I love this. This is their Night Rider series. They also have a blacked out one here, which is cool because you may have a blacked out vehicle. Look at the front of this. All the rivets here are all blacked out. The lighting there, it's going to look really good. This one I love the most is called the Stealth. Why is that? Well, you can put it on the front. It's not going to obstruct any airflow. You're not going to overheat. You're not going to have any problems. You can use this on the front of a vehicle. Man, it's going to work well. They perform.
They perform and they look great. They're also multifunctional. That's one of the reasons this company was started. Not just strobe lights, not just running lights, but John, there's a lot of things these Rhino lights can do.
Yeah, we got the daytime running lights on right now. That's pretty cool. So if you need something that's street legal, that does it right there. Bam, you can go to all of them. You got the amber and the bright white LEDs burning at the same time, or you can just go with the amber. I like that because you kick up a lot of dust out there wherever you may be riding. Those whites make that big cloud. The amber sees right through it. That's pretty sweet. Go in here, you got your big LEDs, and then man, you got your strobes, and one of my favorites, the perpetual motion, man. That's going to keep everybody aware. There you are.
And the strobe and perpetual motion are the reason a lot of fleets are using these. You get out to the work site, you're by the side of the road, you want to be safe, so you turn those strobes on, but then when it's time to get down to actually working, turn on the work lights and you can see in the middle of the night.
Yeah, they got the little pods here as well, these little pod lights, man. You can put them anywhere. You don't have a problem seeing. Wiring, that's pretty easy too. You know, people are intimidated when it comes to LED wires. You don't have to be with Rhino lights because they actually have a wire harness right here, which is simply a power and ground. How does that work? Well, all the circuitry is integral in these lighting, so you don't have a problem here. Warranty?
Lifetime warranty, and they have a wrecked Rhino program, so if you go out and bang this thing up, call them up and they'll make a deal on a new one for you.
Yep, check them out at rhinoledlights.com. You can get your Rhino lights right there. You'll be good to go.
So I'll tell you what, John, triple X seats are the way to go. I have not moved anywhere. We've been bouncing around, but I haven't.
Yeah, no problem, man. I could ride in this thing all day long. I'm sandwiched in here. This is great.
Well, unfortunately, we don't have all day. That is going to do it for this episode of Motorhead Garage presented by Top Coat. Be sure to check us out on Facebook. And if you have a product you want to see featured on our show, be sure to email Jeff at masterstv.com. Until next week, we will see you. Let's hit it, John.